Hello, welcome to Inner Alchemist Tarot for a White Rabbit reading for the beginning of January 24. And Happy New Year to you. And before we get into this reading, let us all take a good deep breath and connect to each other here. Thank you, Spirit. You're always looking out from our eyes, guiding us, co-creating this beautiful dream manifested, continuing to expand this place as we continue to walk in beauty together. And thank you again for being into this space. And I have this reading that I do at the beginning of each month called White Rabbit. And it's a reading on our divine abundance. You know, abundance doesn't just mean money, monetary abundance, but it also can mean abundance of the heart, just abundance in general, relationships, career, finances, connection to the self, the abundance of the love that you have for yourself and then others. But we're going to look into the energies of this month for all zodiac signs and see what happens here. And again, thank you, Spirit, so much for these messages that are about to come through here. And these decks have been shuffled with your energies. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit more here to warm them up. Spirit, what do we have for our White Rabbit reading? We start out with Lovers. There are two paths ahead, so be true to yourself. What else do we have here, Spirit? Ooh, Marriage. You're attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love. Now, for some of you, it could actually literally mean marriage, especially with this Lovers card coming up here. But for others, again, and overall, it's that emotional fulfillment, unconditional love, and that's what we were saying at the beginning. It could be the love that you're having for yourself, unconditional living, changing your perspective on how you used to navigate, I suppose, right, in life, and living more in that unconditional state. And so there's two paths ahead, so be true to yourself during this time. Let's see what we have for the Angels of Abundance deck here. And thank you, Spirit, for these messages coming forth. Those of you who have been watching this channel for a little while, I just changed my layout where I'm doing my readings here in my flat. I'm trying different things out here. Might stick with this if it works. Yeah. No more complaining. Complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your God-given power by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. I love that. With your increased confidence, watch these positive affirmations blossom. Being in that magnetic mode, that receptive mode, again, being in an unconditional love for the self, and then it bleeds off into others, right? Emotionally fulfilled. And so through that, abundance is always so. We're very abundant, but the things that you want to manifest into physical reality is that to having that emotional fulfillment, to be and lean on the positive side of life, of what's going on at any given moment. So that's being true to yourself and taking back your power, in a sense, your worthiness. And if you complain, well, that's sending off into the universe more things that you don't want to affirm. You want to affirm things that are positive, and so that will come to you. That's how it works. And it seems like it's elemental, right? But we can know this intellectually, but applying it to life circumstances at any given moment is the true classroom, if you will. It's the true way of learning any of this stuff, or applying it right to the real time. Deservingness. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God or your higher self or your soul, depending on what you receive that to be, and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. Even if you can't recognize your lovable qualities, again, that comes up with this Lovers card that came up here, right? There are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. There's always those two paths, two ways of perceiving reality, either from your human standpoint or your divine counterpart standpoint. So you deserve to have that support if you allow it in, and that's being in the receiving mode. You can't recognize it. Perhaps some of you may not, but again, the universe is always bearing witness and always loving you so much. You deserve to have that love, for yourself. That soft, gentle way of living, in that regardless of the conditions that are happening around you, you can extend that love out to yourself. What else do we have for this oracle reading for this beginning of this month, for the month in general, when it comes to this divine abundance that is yours? Deserving it, you're worthy. It's so easy to give into negative thoughts. It's so easy to give into the things that are happening that you don't like. But the more we complain, the more we'll continue to activate all that which we don't want. And so that's the messages coming out here, is that the universe is bearing witness, and you have so much full support from the unseen. It's tapping into that. True offering. True offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. So again, the true offering can be the offering of better thoughts that you think, and the offering that you are recognizing that the larger part of you, your soul, your higher self, God, the universe is always bearing witness, and it's a co-creative dance. So it's offering off. You can see these hands are offering this spirit up into the heavens, right? As above, so below. And continue in taking that offering and releasing it as a thank you, gratitude, appreciation. So it can lift the burdens in which you've been carrying, knowing that you have the unseen, that the spirit world is always, bearing witness to things, and knowing your moon thoughts and your how you're feeling and everything. So the true offering could be, again, sitting in appreciation, gratitude, thankfulness, and giving that, and simply acknowledging the unseen, which is always there, every sunrise, every sunset, and giving your thankfulness for even that, especially that, right? And it can lift off that unbearable cross, as it says inside this message here, and returns it to love. Again, you can either choose the path of simply just being in that human mode, or you can be in that unconditional state where you're giving homage to, in recognition to the unseen, who always has our backs and always setting up components for us. The human is to be in that thankfulness mode and the allowing mode. Right action. And that goes hand in hand with what we were just saying. I want to say aparigraha literally means let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. And so again, let go, let God, being in the receptive mode, and things come. Living in that unconditional state. These are such beautiful messages. They're all really tying together in a nice tapestry for the beginning of this month, for this White Rabbit reading for this month. And what a way to start out the new year. That's beautiful. Okay, so let's go further, and what else do we have here? And again, it's so easy to complain about things that you just are not liking. But to look at the things that are working, that positive, there goes the deck, that positive way, and it brings more of that. Tell shame to suck it. What a message there. You know, this is coming through for some of you. I mean, not be for all of you, but shame, guilt, blame. Again, living in an unconditional way. If someone would change, then you'd feel better, or if your situation would change, you feel better. But this card is telling for sure the shame, you know, whatever you're feeling on that level, is to let it go. Again, it's the whole let go, let God. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up these cards. Sorry about that. Pardon me. I do want to get one more from this deck, but they spilled out. Okay. My spirit just coming through really loud and clear. All right. Let's see what we have here. Which way they're going. I'm just going to cut. I shuffled them, but let's do it again. Okay. So what other message do we have here, Spirit, for this White Rabbit reading? And thank you for these messages. Okay, here we go. Celebrate the little things. So again, that thankfulness, that gratitude for the little things that's happening in life. The little things are just as important as the big things. You know, celebrating, and look at the mouse with the little party hat on there, right? With the cupcake. And celebrating the small things in life, it really makes the other things happen. There's so much more that you're seeing, the abundance, that momentum accumulating. Every day you start leaning towards that. It gets so much better for you. So celebrating even, you know, what it is that honoring yourself, acknowledging yourself. Maybe you hadn't been doing that so much. And that could be a little thing for you. Hey, I'm just going to give appreciation for myself and how far I've come within myself. Okay, I'm going to draw some cards from this deck. And this deck I made in trance the beginning of last year. I can say it's last year now, in 23, right? And some nice messages in this deck. So, and again, thank you, Spirit, for these messages. I am human and so much more. You see that, again, we're tying in to Spirit's always got your back. You deserve to be recognized. You're a blessed child of Creator. You're a creation, a beautiful creation that came here to expand creation. And so you deserve and to receive the support that will allow you to act upon whatever it is. The divine purpose, would say, is just merely, simply, and again, celebrating the little things. You can call it little, but simply being alive and loving yourself and loving others. You know, so if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, and your angels and God and everyone understands that, because there's that human part of the self, but there's so much more to you, and all of that would we recognize, our angels, our aspects and facets, and all the ones in the unseen realms. That's an extension of you. Just a little part came here and manifested into this realm, but the rest of you stayed in the unseen, in the spirit world. So you're so much more than meets the eye. There's so much more to you than it's perceived. And then some of you, you know, might have that real strong connection to yourself and understand all of this. But some of these messages that are coming through, I mean, obviously they're come through for a reason, to just remind you, oh, that one just spit out, to remind you, again, of that, which is easy to forget about, especially when you're in a human body. It's just good reminders, and these are confirmations to determination, no problem. Solutions are where the problems are. They're just two different frequencies. So again, if you're complaining all the time, then you're just tuning into the problem. And so by tuning into the solutions, then you're changing your frequency channel, and they're in the same area. It just depends on where your focus is at. Life is easy for me. That's another positive affirmation to have. Again, celebrate the little things. But it's not so little when you really start looking at this. You know, it's simple too, I want to say, little things like the moon coming up, like a full moon, or the moon phase. You know, that's little to some people, but, you know, that's not such a little thing when we have this beautiful moon that we can look at from time to time depending on the weather and you literally looking at it. It's just one little example, but they're not. We live in an abundant universe, celebrating those little things that we could take advantage of. Really, it's easy to, if you get so much in your head. I'm at ease when turbulence arises. Ooh, that's a big one. That means you are in right action. Right. That aparigraha, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, literally means let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. So by doing that, it's you literally knowing life is easy for me. Turbulence arises, always will, but I'm at ease because life is easy for me. I'm not going to make a big, deal out of what is happening and what arises, because I create my own reality. I can either go at way of thinking of complaining, or literally celebrating and knowing, sitting in the frequency of solutions, knowing that Spirit's always got my back, that they're always witnessing and looking out from our eyes. You do have double vision, literally. It's a double vision, creation, co-creation, is that literally it's not just, you're not a singular person, you're not singular. Every person is multi-dimensional. So here we go. Determination. Feel it into place. And I love it how, the chakras here are up on this card with the spiral on the top there. Feel it into place. So whatever it is that you're going and manifesting for this month, for this White Rabbit reading, literally is saying, you're going to feel this into place. You're going to feel it into place. You'll know where you're at vibrationally is when it's how you feel and what's showing up. So instead of thinking so much and trying to make something manifest or happen, you can feel it when you can always feel it coming. You really can. You can feel it because it's easy. It's not hard. Again, life is easy for me. What do you know? If there's issues rising and coming at you, and when you're going at something or something's coming up, you know that your alignment comes when it feels right. Because my feelings matter. Exclamation point. 3 of them there. So that's such a huge message right there. My feelings matter, feeling it into place. And maybe some of this information's new to some of you. See it when you believe it. So again, it's the other way around. It's not like, oh, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, that's when you're working solely on your own as a singular human. And, you don't have that alignment or relying on your higher self, really, as that co-partner. And that's really that internal part of yourself. It makes a good marriage. Okay, so this marriage card could literally mean marriage for maybe 1 or 2 of you. The channel's still growing, so. And thank you for subscribing. If you really like this video and the messages are vibing with you, please give a thumbs up. Others can find the videos. So nice marriage made in heaven is when you and your higher self, your soul, are working in alignment together. Okay, so there's 2 paths ahead, but when you're true to yourself, that's that right action is taken, because you'll know when to make that, what is called an inspired action, instead of just acting to try to make something happen. Okay, because you feel it into place, and when you're feeling it into place, you're listening and you're aligned to that larger part of you, that emotional part of you. It's your guidance system. I'm not saying that the thinking and your brain is wrong. No, it's nice balance. And you get that ideas come into what you think is your own is coming from your higher self. It's amazing how this works. And being very thankful and understanding that there's more than just me. Thank goodness. Phew. There's more than just being a human. Because there's a larger part of me that loves me and is always paying attention to everything that's going on here. Okay. Let's draw some light oracle cards. So it's the Healing Energy Oracle card that I have right here. So let's see what we have in this deck. Manifestation of light. I see the beauty in me, and I grow and develop my inner self in harmony with the light and beauty. I free myself from negativity. My heart transforms. My intellect shines, and my inner light glows. So, again, it's that marriage between you and your higher self. Again, for some of you, it might be literally me a marriage. That love coming together, being true to yourself, not complaining so much because I free myself of the negativity that is keeping me away from that which I truly want. I free myself from it, and my heart transforms because I deserve to be happy. My feelings matter. I celebrate the small things. I take the right action when it's inspired, and I offer my thankfulness and gratitude to Spirit because there's so much more to me than my humanness. My intellect shines. I'm clearer in my thinking. I feel better. My inner being, my light grows. And I love this beautiful image that's coming forth for this manifestation of light card. So for this is beautiful. Here's another one. Trust. And see, trusting the larger part of yourself, knowing that everyone's got your back. I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. And that's exactly it. Without that contrastal situations that can really shake you and quake you to the marrow of your being, without that, then growth won't happen. But you trust that things are safe even if in the turbulent times, like I said, in determination, I'm at ease when turbulence arises. Why? It's because you have that knowing and trust and faith that Spirit's got your back. It will catch you when you fall. Is when we go into fear and knowing we create our own reality, right here at the end, I create my own reality. So everyone in the spirit world, all your entourage, your cauldron, your whole entire multidimensionality of you is looking to you to, really be confident and stay in your emotional stability. But if you don't, and you feel like you fall, you are a manifestation. Okay, and this manifestation of light is merging literally your higher self with you, and you can walk around in yourself and shine and glow as the light grows within you. Okay, let's do one more of these light cards before we're going to draw one dragon card, because we had just entered the year of the dragon. And this is the year of the dragon 2024, even though I think maybe it starts in mid-February, right? This is when the Chinese New Year begins. But nonetheless, we're going to draw from the dragon deck in just a little bit here. Inner strength. Nothing moves me from my path to the light because I have complete confidence in myself. I release my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God I can do anything. All the power I need is within me. And how beautiful is that? What we were just talking about, everything, is that you have a larger part of yourself. Some people call it the soul. Some people call it the higher self, God, the collective consciousness, which it is. But you have that connection to the spirit world, and you're never ever alone. So if you take it upon yourself to do it simply with the human, then that's when you go into complaining. But what's happening this month is that you have an opportunity. And this reading is just a confirmation from stuff that you probably already know that's going to be happening this year, not just this month, but a lot of manifestation, a lot of expansion, a lot of growth, connection. And that's why it's so important at this time to really put this to real-time experience instead of having intellectually knowing it, but applying it to life. And that's when this alignment occurs and the most amazing things start happening, because you're no longer living off that singular identity, feeling like you're all alone, and that you have to have like a certain way about you to connect to God, to your soul. No, anybody. We're all source beings. We're merely, not just, but it's extraordinary. We're projections. We are the creations from the larger part of ourselves. We are creation from the larger part of ourselves. And you're a beautiful one, expanding creation. Water dragon helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities and go with the flow. And that's essentially what this entire reading has been saying to us. If you go upstream, it's going to cause a lot of resistance. And you might want to do some more deep breathing than you had been. But when really things feel like it's just something you can't, when turbulence arises and you feel like you can't breathe, or you feel tight, or you're getting into that mode of not feeling well, again, deep breathing, making it a certain thing that you do on most days, because you not only connect you, and you can simply be with your inner being, your soul, and that's alignment. You feel better. You can go at life and the things that are thrown at you and feel more at ease. So by developing your psychic abilities and listening to that inspired action, that that right action, when to move, sitting in the mode of appreciation because you're not alone, feeling it into place because your feelings matter. This water dragon's energy is coming into this reading for a reason, so it helps you flow easily around the obstacles. Simple as it says there, right? Okay, let's do one more from the dragon deck. Thank you, Spirit, so much for these messages. Air and water dragon. Well, how do you like that? Helps you to connect to higher frequencies. Trust your intuition. Develop your psychic abilities. Here it is again. Be open to enlightenment. Express your inner song. Be open to that enlightenment. Look how beautiful that is, coming into this reading. So we have two water dragons. We got the air and water, and then we have the water dragon. So definitely the messages here are saying, for a reason, we are going to move into Aquarius at the middle of the month, right? So there's that air sign too coming in. But to develop your psychic abilities this month is really huge, and that's, I can't say it enough, doing deep breathing. Even if it's like getting all noise away, earplugs, noise cancellation headphones, so you can just hear your heartbeat even, or just listening to some tonal music, tones that you can find. YouTube has a whole bunch of good frequency tones that you can listen to, and you'll gravitate towards the right one that's good for you. To do that this month, if turbulence arises, because you'll feel more at ease. This is when you're connecting to the light within. That's the whole being open to enlightenment. And then, from there, you can express your intellect, and much clearer. Clarity's priceless. So that's what we have here for you for this reading, for the White Rabbit reading for January 24. And thank you again so much for coming into this. Appreciate you so much. You're so loved, very much loved. And to tap into that heart space and the inner light within you is going to be so fantastical this month. You're going to see a lot more movement, expansion happen within as without, too. Yes. So again, thank you so much. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages, and many blessings this month.